Let's get straight into it. Number one, buy your friend's product at full price. If you want to help your friends who are entrepreneurs, then buy their products at full price and tell others about it. There's this mindset to ask for mates rates and ask for a discount because the person selling is someone you know. But by doing this, you're actually taking from them, not giving to them. They will let you know if they have a friends and family discount that is available. So the best thing you can do for a small business or an entrepreneur friend is to buy their product at full price and leave them a review. Number two, marry the financially stable. We are programmed to think that money is a taboo topic and is awkward to discuss. And so often we don't discuss it with our partners at all unless there's a problem. In fact, money is the top reason why couples fight. Why did you spend that much? How are we going to pay for our bills this month? And so when you develop that pattern of only speaking about it when there's a problem, then over time you're going to dislike money, you're going to dislike talking about money, or you're just going to dislike your partner. One of the things that financially successful couples do is they talk about money regularly and proactively. They don't wait for a problem to arise before they decide to talk about it. Laying out your financial goals and laying out your views on money is something you and your partner want to get used to, and you want to have these conversations sooner rather than later. Number three, work from a desk. What do you think of when you imagine your bed? Maybe sleep, maybe relaxing, maybe chilling. Now, what do you think of when you imagine your desk? Work, productivity, maybe a little bit of stress. That's exactly what your brain does every single time you switch environments. It's something called context-dependent memory, and it's a term for saying that your brain links behaviors with the places that you do them. When you perform a specific task in a specific place, you'll feel a kind of energy that will drive you to do that task. So working from a desk helps you get the work done, be productive, but also optimize for work-life balance. When you're able to shut your computer and physically move away from your workspace, you're sending a clear signal to your brain that it's time to de-stress and switch off. You want to avoid mixing location energy for different tasks. Next, we have think before accepting the first offer. There's two sides to every story, and the same goes for negotiations. So whether it's about to secure a new job or accepting the terms on the lease for a new car, often the first offer that is put on the table is not the best offer that the other party can do, and it's usually just a starting point. The other party, in most cases, expects some back and forth, and negotiation has very much been factored into their initial offer. So if you're always accepting the first offer without even thinking, you're very likely leaving possibilities and opportunities on the table. Understand the root cause of jealousy. This is one that really helped me find my journey and what I wanted to get out of my life. You can't be jealous of someone or something that you don't truly want yourself. For example, I'm not the least bit jealous of someone who dresses immaculately day in, day out. I don't want it. It doesn't interest me. It doesn't spark anything in me. But if I saw someone doing what they truly loved day in, day out, that used to make me feel a certain way, and I knew that more than anything else, that's what I wanted to create. Instead of using jealousy to send negative thoughts into the world or to other people, put it into inspiration. Use that negative energy and put it into motivation. When you get that unsettled feeling, recognize and give yourself room to unpack and understand whatever it is that you're jealous of, and then put your energy into making that thing happen for yourself. Next, say less than necessary. I'm finding more and more two types of people in life, and specifically on social media. On one side, there's the people who say, oh, I've been working really hard on this book or this product or in this service for the last 2 years, and it's finally here. And you realize that they haven't mentioned it at all over the last 2 years that they've been working on it. They've been working on it in the background and in silence. And then on the other side, there are people who are telling everyone they meet about how they've got all these big plans coming up and watch this space and there's something coming soon. And then you don't hear about that thing again. Nothing comes from it. It's so easy to get the kick and the validation you need from posting about doing the thing and telling everyone about doing the thing instead of actually doing it. By saying less than necessary, I don't mean gatekeeping information or being secretive about the knowledge you have. I'm a big believer in absolutely the opposite. I'm an open book on this YouTube channel, but I do believe that to do anything great and to really set yourself apart, you need to spend more time doing the thing than talking about doing it. Next, we have eating healthy. This is a key part that gets forgotten about in the hustle and grind, and it's so easy to just get a takeaway or get an Uber Eats when you have a million things to do. But if you have your health in check, you're able to perform better. You can work less hours and more productively, so you want to eat healthy. Now, at the moment, my life is a bit chaotic. I've got different things that are going on. Even when I'm not able to spend time to cook an organically healthy meal, a product that I've been relying on recently is Huel, who are very kindly sponsoring this video. You already know that I have been a paying customer for Huel for the past 2 years now, and there are 2 products that I have been really enjoying recently. One of them is the ready to drink, and I've been getting deliveries for this monthly, and it's a whole meal, a whole nutritionally complete meal in a single bottle. And the second thing I've been loving recently as I'm getting back into my exercise routine is their protein powder. I add 300 milliliters of cold water first, and then 1 scoop of complete protein. I then give it a good shake in my Huel shaker, which I got for free with my first order along with a t-shirt, and you can get the same using the link below. So thank you so much Huel for sponsoring this video and for helping me make sure I'm getting all my proteins and my minerals into my diet. Next, we have read every day. There is a constant chase for mentors, and we often think we need a mentor to unlock opportunities, to unlock possibilities. We need a mentor to get past a certain level. We need to be around a certain group of people to level up. What we often miss is that everything that we need, every skill that we need to learn, every problem that we need solved can be figured out somehow through the internet, through a podcast, through an interview, through a book. Books are the most radically condensed form of knowledge in the world. You can get someone's 10 years worth of knowledge and experience condensed into a book that you can read over a weekend. If I really want someone to be my mentor and they're so far out of reach, I'll listen to every podcast they have, every interview, and I'll read every book written by them. Next, we have focus on practicality. A lot of us get tied up with this whole find your passion, find your purpose BS, and we put so much equity on it that we don't get started on anything until we have a clear view on what our passion or purpose is. But the truth is that very few people are successful from finding their passion on their first go and then making a living from it. It's so hard to do, and it takes months and years of trying other things first and seeing what sticks. Focus on learning skills that are practical, focus on skills or businesses that are practical. All these things that you try may not be the thing that leads to where you want to be eventually, but it will definitely help you in getting there. It will put you further than just sitting and waiting for your passion and purpose to come to you before you get started. Next, we have spend time in solitude. I went to a motivational talk recently, and the speaker asked the 2,000 people in the room to stand, and he then said, if in the last 7 days you have spent more than 7 consecutive waking hours away from your phone, then sit down. And no one in the room sat down. He then reduced those 7 consecutive hours to 5 hours. So if you spend more than 5 waking hours away from your phone, then sit down. A few people sat down. He then reduced it to 3 hours, maybe about 100 or so people sat down, and then 1 hour, and the majority of people in the room stood standing. Most of us can't spend time away from our phones, and researchers show that due to smartphones, we have a harder time concentrating. We don't know what to do with our downtime or our boredom, and we feel anxious when we don't have our phones because we feel like we're missing out on something. If you want to live a life that is different from everyone else's and you want to do things that other people aren't willing to do, spend some time every day by yourself without your phone and take this time to reflect on where you are and where you want to be. Choose yourself. I've been having a lot of conversations recently from different people from different walks of life, and I don't know what it is, but every single conversation I've had with the person has been around starting something new and doing something different and taking a different path. But the thing that stops them or stops anyone is always external factors. My family don't believe it. I don't want to get judged. I feel like I'll get laughed at. And I've always said this, as long as you're doing what you want and you're not hurting or harming anyone else in doing it, don't for a second focus on what the external noise and people around you are saying. Don't let the opinions of others stop you from living your life. We are the sum of all our different choices, and only you have to deal with your life's consequences. So choose yourself and don't let other people have the power to choose you. And this is a bit of a bonus point here, as an add-on from the previous point, and that is to influence rather than be influenced. Don't doubt the value that you have to give to the world. You may not feel like you're an expert in anything, but your story is a very unique story, whether you're super successful or not. There will never be anyone who has your background and your story, so use it to your advantage, and where possible, spend more time producing rather than consuming. That's it, guys. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, you may also enjoy another video that I have on how I'm upgrading my finances this year, and also another one that I've got on 5 financial mistakes I've made and what I've learned from them. Thanks for watching, and see you next week.